Take a look around you. Think about the sunglasses you own, the t-shirt you might be wearing, or that little tube of super glue hiding in your junk drawer. Seems pretty normal, right? But what if I told you none of it was ever really meant for you? These everyday things were actually born on the battlefield. They were created to solve life or death problems under the most extreme conditions imaginable, and their secret histories are way more fascinating than you'd think. Today, we're counting down 5 military inventions that secretly shaped your world. Let's kick things off with a piece of clothing so common, you might be wearing one right now: the t-shirt. For centuries, soldiers suffered through thick, uncomfortable wool uniforms. But during World War I, American troops saw their European counterparts wearing light, breathable cotton undershirts. They were cheap, easy to clean, and a whole lot more comfortable. The US Navy officially adopted the crewneck cotton undershirt in 1913. By World War II, it was standard issue for millions of soldiers who wore them both as underwear and as outerwear in hot climates. When those veterans came home, they brought the habit with them, trading their military uniforms for the comfort of a plain white tee. And just like that, a simple, practical solution for the military became a global fashion staple. Next up, an icon of cool, Aviator sunglasses. Back in the 1930s, as airplanes flew higher and faster than ever, US Army Air Corps pilots faced a serious problem: the intense, blinding glare of the sun at high altitude. Their old-fashioned, bulky goggles just weren't cutting it, so they went to an optics manufacturer, Bausch and Lomb, to design something better. The result was a lightweight frame with large, teardrop-shaped lenses that covered a pilot's entire field of vision, tinted green to reduce glare without distorting color. They were patented and sold to the public as Ray-Ban, and when General Douglas MacArthur was famously photographed wearing them during World War II, their legendary status was sealed. What started as a critical piece of pilot equipment became a timeless fashion statement, born from military necessity. At number 3, we have a story of pure accident. During World War II, a scientist named Dr. Harry Coover was working for Eastman Kodak, trying to create a clear plastic for gun sights. He and his team were experimenting with chemicals called cyanoacrylates, but they had a huge problem. The substance was hopelessly sticky. It bonded permanently to everything it touched, so they dismissed it as a failure. Years later, Coover and another team stumbled upon the same chemical while working on heat-resistant materials for jet canopies, and this time they realized its incredible potential. But the story gets even wilder. During the Vietnam War, field medics discovered they could spray a version of cyanoacrylate on open wounds to stop bleeding instantly, buying enough time to get soldiers to a hospital. This accidental discovery, used off-label on the battlefield, became the superglue we all rely on to fix things in seconds. It's pretty amazing how many things have a hidden history, right? If you're finding this surprising, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more stories you won't find in history books. Coming in at number 2 is something that saves every summer barbecue: aerosol bug spray. During World War II, US soldiers fighting in the Pacific were facing an enemy just as dangerous as enemy troops: mosquitoes carrying malaria. They desperately needed a way to protect themselves. In 1941, researchers at the US Department of Agriculture invented the first portable aerosol can, a small pressurized container that could dispense insecticide. Nicknamed the bug bomb, this invention was revolutionary, allowing soldiers to protect their tents and themselves from disease-carrying insects. After the war, the technology was adapted for civilian use. In 1957, the active ingredient DEET, which was developed by the US Army in 1946, became available to the public. The next time you spray on repellent, you can thank the fight against tropical disease. We're down to our number 1 spot, and it's a big one. But before we get there, what's the most surprising military invention you've heard of? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you all come up with. And finally, at number 1, a vehicle so iconic it's practically a synonym for adventure: the Jeep. In 1940, with war looming, the US Army put out a call for a light reconnaissance vehicle. They needed something tough, lightweight, and with 4-wheel drive to handle any terrain. After a frantic competition, a standardized design emerged, combining the best features of various prototypes including the powerful Go Devil engine from Willys Overland. Known as the Willys MB and the Ford GPW, over 600,000 of these vehicles were produced during the war. They served in every theater, doing everything from carrying troops and towing artillery to acting as field ambulances. When the war ended, Willys began producing a civilian version in 1945, the CJ-2A, and a legend was born. It created an entire category of recreational vehicles that still carry the DNA of that original, unstoppable military design. So the next time you put on your sunglasses, grab your super glue, or see a Jeep drive by, take a second to look closer. From the clothes we wear to the cars we drive, our world is filled with objects whose stories started not in a design studio, but on the front lines, born from necessity and conflict. Innovation is everywhere, often in the last place you'd expect. Before you go, don't miss this. Click on the thumbnail on your screen now to watch our deep dive on why military alliances matter. From NATO to historic partnerships, see how these strategic networks keep the world secure and shape global politics. Watch it now. Thank you for watching.